Expected progeny differences. That's what that stands for. Expected is future, average, mean, predicted. Progeny is offspring. Difference supplies comparison between animals, and it's not based on phenotypic performance. It's based on deviations. Okay? Remember that. It's the deviations that we talked about and those breeding values. So it takes huge statistical models to pull all that together. You've got lots of effects: the contemporary group, the sex, the age of dam, the age of calf, all those things, the breed, the heterosis, and then a whole big basket of stuff we call random effects. Okay? And those random effects can be just huge. And basically with genomics, we can actually sort out some of those random effects quite a bit. And so I want to talk about accuracy, because y'all probably say, well, it ain't very accurate. So what we're trying to do here, when we come out with parent averages, we got a wide variation. And what we're trying to do is get that variation narrowed down, right? I mean, we're trying to figure out, get that EPD as precise as possible. He put together this little grid that shows we can have low accuracy and low precision. If our target is right here, to hit that bullseye in the middle, okay, and we throw a lot of progeny up, but we got some progeny that kind of fall outside of the acceptable range, you know. Well, we kind of got low accuracy and we got low precision, and we got a few hitting in here, one clear out here almost to the edge, and maybe one that's pretty close to the middle. They're just all over, right? So that would be kind of where you're at today. And maybe it's even a little wilder than that.
Maybe, yeah.
You know? So you can do a whole lot of alpaca and they're just going to all over the place, because they don't have a lot of pedigree depth. You don't have a lot of information depth. So you're going to just overestimate, underestimate, and just be all over the place. But as you move along, your precision's really going to get better. Not great accuracy, but your precision's going to get better. And pretty soon you're going to start to get within an acceptable range, and you'll start to feel it. And maybe, Rob, you're starting to see that a little bit in some pedigree. And then you get along a little further, and you end up with a situation where you've got some low precision and high accuracy as you take some of these animals that you got a little more confidence in, and you breed them with some animals you don't have much confidence in, and you kind of scatter it out a little bit, but you're still kind of pulling them to the middle, right? With each successive generation in use. And finally, when you start stacking the pedigrees with females, where you kind of zeroed them in with males that you really intensely selected on, now you start to get into the zone of high accuracy and high precision, because if that was the target, if this is the animal's actual breeding value, then the progeny should start to really center around that. And you'll see that with that estimate creep up. You know, with successive progeny, you'll basically see it go from an average parent value of maybe 0.05 and get up into 30, 40, 50% as you move in successive generations when you have stacked selection and use of EPDs. And this is where you want to go. So this just kind of ties that off, that EPD accuracy is equal to the reliability or the precision. And of course, this is more precise, because now we have something that we can really use as a tool, trait by trait. Now, an EPD accuracy is attached to each trait estimate. Now, for cattle, beef cattle Angus, there's like 17 traits. Okay, so we have accuracies for 17 different traits. I don't know how many you've got.
8 or 9.
8 or 9 in alpaca. So you've got 8 or 9 accuracies associated with each EPDS. Once you get the precision, the data, and everything linked up, you could basically take a cria the day it's born and predict its fleece quality, how much it's going to produce, things like that. But in order to get there, you've got to have phenotypes, records, keep the right information, And then somebody somehow's got to lead the genomic charge. Oh, coat color, parentage is extremely important. Is parentage important to alpaca? Or are you pretty sure? I saw that. Cool. Is parentage testing. And I would imagine to your EPDs, it's extremely important to get the ID right. And would you believe when I was in ABS, at the time, we used to take in a lot of young sires because we progeny tested them, right? And almost 21% of the young bulls they bought and brought in were of the wrong parentage. Because we wanted to be sure, because nothing will mess up EPDs faster than all get out, is if you put the wrong parents down.